Hello, friends. Welcome to another Stamp With Me Tuesday. Tonight, we are doing a one sheet wonder. We're going to make 5 different cards using one piece of pattern paper. It is going to be so much fun. You're going to love it. If you haven't already, go ahead and grab the list of supplies from the description to this video. You're going to have all the supplies you need to make these cards, or just watch now and then come back later and do it. Yeah, it's going to be fabulous. So before we get started, if you are here and watching live, welcome. So glad you're with me tonight. You'll notice that I am not actually live. This was pre-recorded because I am out of town for a few days. So if you are here and watching live, though, I love that you watch live. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you are stamping along with me tonight. And I'm going to be reading those comments later. Don't you worry about that. If you're watching the replay, special welcome to you as well. I love that y'all come back and are my replay warriors watching that replay later. So leave me a comment. Let me know if you stamped along with the video. And let me know what stamps and papers you're using too. If this is your first time here and we haven't met, hi, so glad to meet you. My name is Heidi with Onigo Stamping, and I'm going to help you reconnect with your inner artist to create beautiful handmade cards and gifts through stamps, ink, and paper. And that is what we're going to do tonight because these are super, super easy cards. All right, I'm going to make my workspace. I'm going to make my workspace look just a little bit bigger. While I do that, like I said, the dimensions for tonight's cards are in the description to the video. But if you are on my mailing list, you're also going to get them in your email box tomorrow. You're going to get a project sheet with all the dimensions listed on there for you, the cutting instructions, a diagram, all that kind of good stuff. It's about 2 pages. You can either save it and keep it digitally or print it out, save it for later to look at. So definitely make sure you're on my mailing list so you can get that, because you're going to want all the dimensions to make these 5 cards. All right. I did grab a sentiment stamp set. The sentiment stamp set I decided to use is Comforting Thoughts, which is so, I don't know, there's so many stamps in here that are so spot on for all those moments when you don't know what to say, right? When you don't, like, they're literally, there's a stamp that says, there is no good card for this. So it's perfect for all those situations. That is what I am using. Along with that, I'm going to shove some of my supplies out of the way so I can show you things. Along with that, I am using the Wildly Flowering Designer Series paper, which uses primarily the 2023-2025 ink colors. So we got lots of boho blue and moody mauve and wild wheat on here and some pebbled path. And then here's the back. We can see them all again. There's probably copper clay in here too. I don't know. Anyway, we have some basic patterns on the back, some big bold patterns on the front. That's what I'm using for tonight. All right, I'm going to move those out of the way. I also went ahead and I have a bunch of labels. I pre-cut these with the Unbounded Beauty, Unbounded Love dies, I think. So I have those ready to go too. All right. That's my project sheet. I have it here because I have to remember how I'm cutting it. So I'm going to grab my paper trimmer. That's actually what I wanted to get. And I'm going to take my paper and we're going to cut it. So the first thing I am going to do, and actually this is not even the page I need. Now I have the page I need. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to take our paper and we're going to cut it in half at 3 inches. So go ahead and slice that right in half at 3 inches. And you now have 2 pieces that are 3 inches by 6 inches. Set one of them aside for a minute, okay? And then take the other one and cut it in half again. So you're going to have 2 pieces that are 3 inches by 3 inches. One of those you can just go ahead and set aside. This is going to be for card E. So if you have your cardstock pieces labeled A, B, C, D, E, like they were in the description to the video, this is for card E, which is a hard letter to say. Card E, like elephant. I'm going to set that one aside. This other 3x3 piece is for card A, and I'm going to go ahead right now and I'm going to slice it into 2 pieces. So I'm just putting it in diagonally in my paper trimmer. Because we have these little points, I'm going to start in the center and go out. It just helps keep you from smashing your points. And I'm just making 2 triangles out of that, all right? 2 triangles. This is for card A. So go ahead and set those aside for card A. Now I'm going to pull back in my other piece. Remember this piece we cut off first, 3 inches by 6 inches. And now we're going to cut this at 4 inches. Cut that right off at 4 inches. Set the bigger piece aside for a second. The 4-inch piece, turn it 90 degrees. And then cut a 1/2 inch off one side. All right, so turn it 90 degrees, cut a 1/2 inch off one side, save both of those pieces and set them aside. They are for card C. Yes, my letters do not go in order. So we've done card A, card C, and card E. We still have to do card B and card D. All right. So now I'm coming back to this piece. It is 4 inches by 3 inches. And I'm going to turn it so that the short side is at the top of my trimmer, and I'm going to cut off 1 inch. So cutting 1 inch, setting that aside, that is for card D. And then this piece, I'm going to slice it into 4 pieces, 4 1-inch pieces. All right, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're cutting it at 1 inch to create 4 1-inch by 2-inch pieces. This is for card B. How about we go through all of those dimensions again? Should we go through all of those again? Let me grab another piece of pattern paper here. I'm going to grab something else just to use it. Let's use this one. All right. Here we go. I'm going to cut this again. We're going to go through the whole thing again. So we start by cutting it in half at 3 inches. 3 inches, just like that. And then we set one piece aside, and we cut the other piece in half again. So it's 3 inches by 3 inches. So we have 2 pieces that are 3 inches by 3 inches. Go ahead and set one of those aside. Okay, that is card E. Take the other one, and we're going to cut it diagonally from corner to corner. Okay, cutting that one diagonally, corner to corner. That is for card A. So go ahead and put that for card A. Now we're going back to our 3 by 6 piece. I'm going to cut this at 4 inches. So we're cutting off 2 inches. And then turn that and cut off a 1/2 inch off one end. Right? So we have 2 pieces. We have a bigger piece and a little piece. This is for card C. Now we are left with a 3 inch by 4 inch piece. We're going to turn it with the small end at the top, and we are going to cut it at 2 inches. So we're going to cut 1 inch off the end. Set that piece aside. It is for card D. This last piece, 2 inches by 4 inches, we're going to cut it at 1 inch. So we're going to cut it at 3 inches, 2 inches, and 1 inch, or I like to use the 1 inch on the right-hand side. And we're just going to cut that 3 times. So we get 4 1-inch pieces. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you have 4 pieces. This is for card B. All right, so 4 little pieces for card B. Hopefully that all makes sense. If you weren't able to keep up with me, don't worry about it. No problems at all. Because you can always come back and watch the replay and get all the replays. I'm going to go backwards. Does this make sense? No, it does not make sense. But this is how the cards are sitting in my stack here. So I'm going to go backwards. I got to get this right in front of me. Hold on. All right. I'm going to go backwards. So you should have a piece of cardstock that is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then you should have a piece of cardstock that is 3 1/8 by 3 1/8 inch. Okay. So that 3 1/8 by 3 1/8 inch piece, we are going to adhere our pattern paper right to that. So I'm going to grab my green glue. I'm going to put a little green glue on here, maybe. And then this goes right on my piece of cardstock. And I am using Misty Moonlight and Crumb Cake for this. This is all these in colors, the 2023-2025 in colors, and I chose core colors, Misty Moonlight and Crumb Cake. And then I decided to use the basic beige ribbon. So this is the basic beige bordered ribbon. We're going to take a piece of ribbon, and you can tie this however you want. I'm going to tie it up here. Oh, you know what? I want to go through and stamp all my sentiments. Let's stamp all our sentiments. Sorry about that. We're gonna take a little step backwards. We're gonna stamp our sentiments. So I'm just gonna use Misty Moonlight so it matches. All right, so I'm pulling out my Misty Moonlight ink, and I'm gonna stamp this one. So I'm gonna stamp the big one first, and I'm gonna stamp this so it says, I don't have all the right words to say. Make sure I grab the right ones. I do have lots of love to give. All right. And all of these cards, you can turn them, so it doesn't really matter which way you stamp your tags. I'm going to do that one that way. This little one here, I think we're going to stamp it with this. Ooh, just got ink on my finger that says, wishing you comfort. That was a little messy, but that's okay. All right. This one right here, I have a long skinny one, and I'm going to stamp healing, peace, rest on here. We're going to do a little bit of cutting on this one too, but I'm going to set it aside for now. And then let me see. Let's do this one. I'm going to stamp this one. Thinking of you, praying for you, hoping with you. And then we have one more to stamp, but it is hidden at the bottom of my stack. So we're going to come back and do that later because that was a piece that wasn't a tag. It's a piece that you cut ahead of time. So we'll come back at the end and do that one. All right. Let's come back to card E. Card E, we got our square. I got some ribbon. As I was saying, we're just going to tie some ribbon on here, however you want. And I like to use one of the smaller tags for this one. And it's kind of just whatever you want to do. But I'm going to use this one that says, wishing you comfort. Try to thread this on here while I'm holding the knot. We'll give up on the knot. We'll retighten that in a second. So thread that through there. Pull that down. All right. Pull that up. And then I'm just going to tie this in a knot. You can do a bow if you want. I'm just doing a knot. There we go. And then I'm just going to trim the ends. So cute. All right. This is going to get adhered to our card front. I'm going to go ahead and fold my card. I know some people fold their card at the very end, and I always end up getting not centered when I do that. So I'm going to fold my card right now. And of course, there's my bone folder. My bone folder had taken a little vacation. There's my card. All right. Adhere this to my card front. I forgot to get out embellishments to go with this. We're going to have to find some embellishments that are going to match and work well. All right. There we go, right on there. And then I'm going to grab some dimensionals, and I'm just going to pop some dimensionals under this sentiment just to adhere it down, but give it a little lift. Make that just a little bit straighter. I want it crooked, but I want it a little bit straight. There we go. All right. So there's our little sentiment that says, wishing you comfort. I want to grab some gems. Let's see what we got. We're just going to pull out my whole bin. Maybe these, I don't know. What other color is in here? It of course doesn't tell me. We have clear and green and purple, and is there a fourth color? Oh, lemon lime twist. We won't do that. That's not brown, shiny sequins. Maybe those. We're just pulling out possibilities, and then we'll go back. Maybe these. These are going to be in the next mini catalog. Maybe those. Those are the 2023, 2025 ink colors. Nope and nope. Meh. Well, the blue might work. No, I'm going to use that blue. I think we're going to use those. As I just dig through my stash of embellishments. I think I want to use these. We can pull these blue ones in, or even the mauve ones. These are the 2023, 2025 in color opaque sparkle dots. So let's see, we could do, let's do the moody mauve ones. Use my take your pick tool. I'm going to get out a little bit more putty. Now you have to be really careful with this because the putty comes out slowly. So you only have to turn it a little bit and pretty soon you'll have tons of putty there. I'm just going to add 3 little gems down here at the bottom. 1, 2, 3. Soup's easy. Soup's easy. There we go. That is card E. Let's move on to the next one. We're going to move on to the next one. All right. Next up, chaos on my desk where you can't see it. Card D. Card D. So card D, you have 1 little strip of pattern paper. That's it. 1 little strip. All right. And then we have a piece of cardstock that is 5 1/4 inch by 4 inches, and then a piece of cardstock that's 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, scored at 4 1/4 for our base. Mine, of course, is Misty Moonlight because I use Misty Moonlight and crumb cake for all of these. Now you can do them in different colors if you want. I like to keep things simple. Keeping it easy. Get my sample out for myself. Make sure I remember what I'm doing. I think I'm going to use the blue side. I put it this way. So we're just going to put it either, you can think of it as the top or one end. Some of my samples have this going vertically. Some of them have it going horizontally. This card, I'm going to make it vertical. So I'm just going to put this Misty Moonlight piece at the top. Try to get that straight. It's going to go on there. I'm going to grab, once again, my basic beige ribbon. And I'm going to tie this around. Now you can either put it in the center, or I think I'm going to try putting it just below it. Either way works. I'm going to use my big tag for this one. So I'm going to use this tag. So I might have to move it up. Maybe we'll put it all the way at the top. See, you can switch it up. All right. We just have to do something. We'll move it around afterwards. Put a knot in there. I'm going to thread this through. Let that go. We'll tighten it back up in just a second. See if my eyesight holds out so I can get that threaded through there. And then we're going to get this up here at the top, tighten that up. And I'm going to tie a knot again. I'm not doing bows tonight. We're just doing knots. Knots are fun too. So there we go. Oh, that looks good. So I guess I'm not putting it at the bottom. We're putting it in the center, just like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and just adhere this to my card front. with a little green glue. Just get this the right direction. There we go. And then I'm going to put this on, I'm going to put on some dimensionals under here again. We'll just flip this up and pop on dimensionals underneath. Pull those all off. So there's my basic card right there. I'm going to add just a little bit of what do I want to say? I'm going to add some embellishments to this. That's what I want to say. I'm going to do some boho blue ones this time. So let's do a couple down there and maybe one at the top. There we go. So there is card D. And now we can move on to card C. Card C. We're going to move on to card C. All right. So for card C, we need these two pieces. Remember these pieces? We got two of them here. One of them we're going to flip over. So it'll be like, actually, it goes this way. Oh, y'all, I told you to cut this wrong. Twice I told you to cut this wrong. I am so sorry. We're just going to make it work. We're just going to do it. So it's going to look different than my sample because I totally messed up. Silly me. It's okay. It's okay. We'll just put it up here. And this is the wrong size. Oh my goodness. Y'all. All right. This should be 4 3/8 by 3 1/8. So I'm going to cut this. 3 1/8 by 4 3/8. And then this one should be 4 1/4 by 3 inches. So let me double check that. 4 1/4 by 3 inches. No, it should be whatever this is. Y'all, we're just going to leave it like this. We are going to leave it. Oh, it's supposed to be 3 1/4 by 4 1/2, but we're going to leave it. We're going to leave it 3 3/8 by 4 5/8. 3 3/8 by 4 5/8. I'm going to make a note of this so y'all get the right dimensions. 3 3/8 by 4 5/8. All right, it's all good. It's all good. We're doing all the things. Let's see. Let's see if this is right now. No, it's not. I'm going to cry. Y'all, I'm going to cry. You should have the right dimensions because like I said, this is pre-recorded. So I'm sitting here messing up all the dimensions for you so that you will have them and they will be right. They will be right. So 3 by 4 1/4. 3 by 4 1/4. Oh, I see what I was doing. All right, it's all good. This is 3 by 4 1/4. We're going to leave this like this. This is going to adhere this way. And we'll put this one down here. Now, it was supposed to be this way. I apologize. This one is nothing but messed up for y'all. Oh my goodness. I should redo this entire video, but I won't. Y'all will just have to laugh at me and my mistakes. I'm very sorry. Very, very sorry. Me and my mistakes are very, very sorry. Sometimes you just got to wing it. You'll see at the end what my sample actually looks like, which I believe will be what you get in your stuff, in the diagram, all that kind of good stuff. the instructions. The problem was this step was not in the diagram. I just put it in the words. And so then, of course, I come back later and mess it up. Messing things up. Oh my. All right. So I'm just going to put those on there like that. We're going to do it like that. Something a little bit different. And then I'm grabbing my basic beige ribbon. Once again, we're going to do basic beige ribbon. And I'm going to tie this on here. I'm going to grab a sentiment. And for this one, I'm going to use this one that says, thinking of you, praying for you, and hoping for you. And I'm going to put it on this direction. Let's actually put this up kind of towards the top. Okay. Just cutting this. It's in my way. It's driving me nuts. We're cutting it off. All right. I don't know. Let me know. Do you guys cut your ribbon before you tie it, or do you try to tie it before you cut it? I always try to tie it before I cut it because I want to save ribbon, right? Or I don't want to, find myself in a situation where I didn't have enough or something. But then it always gets in my way. So sometimes I just give up and I cut it. Oh my goodness. All right. Once again, I am just going to do a knot. Tonight is all about the knots. Ah, I can't even tie a knot tonight. Oh my goodness. All right, try this again. Get my fingers through there. There we go. That's better. Let's turn this. Come on. It's literally stuck on the tag. There we go. All right. Oi, 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 oi. And then it's not even, I don't know. All right, there we go. It's cute. It's good. We have cuteness happening, maybe. Move this. I don't know where I want it. Let's see. That's maybe better. Trim this. Oh. I'm going to cut it too short. I'm going to have to retie the whole thing. Oh my goodness. All right. This is going to go on here. We're going to cut this down to what it's supposed to be because that's going to drive me crazy. All right. So this was 3 by 4 1/4. This is going to be 3 1/8 by 4 3/8. Like I said, you will have the correct measurements. And the correct measurements are in the description to the video. So even though I'm messing up everything tonight, y'all got the right stuff. I don't like this. We're going to move it back up. There we go. All right. That's going to go there. Let's go ahead and adhere this to my piece of Misty Moonlight. We still have 2 more cards to make. Tonight's a long one. We have lots of cards to make. All right, there we go. Now, y'all know I do one sheet wonders. Anytime there is a 5th Tuesday in the month, I do a one sheet wonder. So if you like one sheet wonders, if you like making multiple cards from one piece of pattern paper, make sure you come back and see me anytime there is a 5th Tuesday of the month. And I always do a Stamp With Me Tuesday. So we kind of rotate between fun folds and mystery stamping and techniques and the monthly card class. And then this bonus one sheet wonder day. There we go. Grab my piece, my base card, my card base. Give that a squish. We'll adhere this to the front. And then, of course, we're going to add some embellishments. Got to have a couple embellishments on here. All right. Hold that down. Squish that down. Let's see what we want to put on. Maybe we'll put blue ones on this one again. All right. These are the boho blue. I'm going to do one here and here, and then one up there. There we go. So there we go. There is card C. Moving on to card B. See if I can not mess up so many times on this one. First of all, I want to show you the neat little trick I'm going to do with the sentiment strip for this one. So this sentiment right here. Oh, you know what? I think I told you I used the Unbounded Love dies. That was not true. That was not true at all. I used the Greetings of the Season dies. It's the Greetings of the Season dies. Y'all are going to laugh at this later. You're going to be like, what was she thinking? Why did she not just start all over? There's no time for starting over. We're just doing it. All right. So we're going to take this. I already cut this once with this die. And I'm just going to take this again, and I'm going to cut it this way because I don't want this tag part. The other ones I kind of liked the tag, but this one I didn't want a tag on it. So I wanted to just use it as a strip. So we'll just kind of get that centered where we want it. And I'm trying to like feeling with my fingers, feel where it's lining up with that die cut. I can't talk anymore. Lining up with that die cut. And I'm going to put a sticky note on it to hold it in place. And I'm going to run it through my cut and emboss machine. And there we go. So that just cut off that one edge. So now it's just a little rounded rectangle. Super easy. All right, so for this card, you should have those 4 little pieces. Remember, we have 4 little 2x1 by 2x1 pieces. Okay. You can put them back in order if you want. I'm going to flip them over though. So, and then you should have a piece of cardstock that is 4 1/4 by 2 1/8. That's this one here. Oh my goodness, there's a spider. Oh, there's a spider. All right. This is 4 1/4 by 2 1/8. No. This is 4 5/8 by 2 1/2. Is that right? Yes, this is 4 5/8 by 2 1/2. This one, this blue one, is 4 1/4 by 2 1/8. So I just have the cardstocks mixed up. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to change this on here. Making notes for myself. All right, we have these 2 pieces. I'm going to take this. We're going to flip every other one over. And we're going to put them all on here. So we just get 4 different pieces. We're going to leave a little bit of a space between each one. A little tiny hole between each one. And a border on the top and bottom. And it's very, very small. So, and you don't have to actually put them in order. It doesn't matter because you're flipping them over anyway. So I might use a different one. We'll see. This one here. Leaving a little space, reminding myself. Go. And yeah, I'm going to put that one on the end. I'm going to use this one here. Just because I wanted to get a little bit more of that white flower on there. So in this one, don't know which way it goes. Maybe this way. Line that one up in there. And then here is my fourth one. And this is just going to come in here. And there we go. We have 4 little strips on there. All right, this gets adhered to the other piece. We're almost done with card B. All right. So now I have the card base for this one, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. At least I can't get those dimensions wrong. Give it a good squish with my bone folder. And then this is going to go right up here. Just like this. So pretty. I think this might be my favorite card of the batch. Great. And then I have my little sentiment here. I'm going to look for my mini dimensionals because this is pretty skinny mini. And we will pop those on. And I'm just going to put this down here at the bottom. And then we need our embellishments. Maybe I'll do the copper clay ones. Those are never going to get used otherwise. I think copper clay might be like my least favorite color. What do you guys think? You know, it has been a year since we have had these 2023, 2025 ink colors. We have less than a year to go on them. Have they grown on you? Have they not grown on you? Personally, for me, I don't know. They had wild wheat has started to grow on me. And I've always liked Pebbled Path, but the rest of them I could do without. But there we go. There is card B. All right, we're on our very, very last card. Card A. We do need to come back and stamp our sentiment, which I cut this the wrong size. See, I pre-cut this and then I realized it was the wrong size. And then, yeah. All right, so it should be 3 1/2. No, it should be 3 3/8, which is that direction, 3 3/8 by 2 1/8. So it's got to be like massively smaller. But again, y'all have the right directions. And then this piece is going to be 3 1/2 by 2 1/4. So this should be 3 1/2 this way. And I just need to cut this down to 2 1/4 this way. All right. I cut the pieces. Then I realized they were wrong and I forgot to go back and recut them. Silly me. So now we can stamp a sentiment on here. And I think, which one of these do I want to do? Maybe once again, this thinking of you, praying for you, hoping with you one. Grab my Misty Moonlight ink pad. We'll just stamp that right in the center. So pretty. And we can just go ahead and adhere that to the cardstock. So this is going to go on this little piece of crumb cake that I have. My green glue is running out. Really, really running out. There we go. Pop that between my legs to warm it up a little bit. Although it's very warm right now. Okay. So there's that. Now, here's my card base. I'm going to fold my card base in half. And remember, this one has the 2 triangles. So you should have 2 triangles someplace. Okay. We're going to put a triangle there and a triangle here. So if your greeting went the other way, it could be like this, or it can be like this. It goes either way. Either way, they all go either way. But we're going to adhere those 2 triangles to the front. And they fit pretty well. Just kind of center them. one is going to go up at the top. And I'm putting it all the way to the edge. This didn't get good. Didn't get folded well. There we go. All right. Then this, my sentiment, I'm going to put this on with Stampin' Dimensionals. Oh, pulling off too many. I have 2 more sets of samples to share with you as well. And don't forget, if you want the project sheet with all of the correct dimensions on it that you can either just save or print out, that's going to be in my email tomorrow. So make sure you're on my email list. If you need to get on that list, it is in the description to the video on YouTube. All right, here we go. Let's see, which ones do we want to do this time? Maybe the copper clay again. Get rid of those. Get rid of those puppies. I'm just going to come in here. A couple there. And one up here. And there we go. There is card A. Card A. Woo, we did it. All right, we made 5 cards. A, B, C, D, and E. 5 quick and easy cards in like 40 minutes using 1 piece of pattern paper. Let me show you my other samples. All right, so my first additional sample uses the Unbounded Beauty Designer Series paper with the Everyday Greetings stamp set. I have to think for a minute. And I used Petunia Pop and Summer Splash cardstock. So there is card A. Here is card B. We have a little bit of card C. I was more into tying bows on these. So card C. Card D. And card E, a thank you card for card E. Aren't those fun? All right, my next set of samples is a set of Christmas cards. Yay, Christmas cards. So for this one, I used the Season of Green and Gold Designer Series paper with the, what is it called? Greetings of the Season stamp set. I think that's what it's called. It matches the dies I used. And this one I used very vanilla on here. So here we go first, wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. This is the one I designed first. So, and I love the gold accents on here. Here we go. That's card A. Card B. So much fun. Card C with some beautiful gold ribbon on there. Card D. And then card E with just a Season's Greeting. Season's Greetings. So 5 cards, 1 piece of pattern paper. Super easy, 1 sheet wonder. Thank you all for sticking with me tonight through all of my mishaps and sideways, wrong direction, dimensions, everything going sideways. That's what I mean to say. I can't even talk anymore. I need something. I don't know what it is. Anyway, thank you all for sticking with me tonight. I will see you all again on Thursday. Thursday night. What are we doing? We're doing beach day, I think. I think I'm doing watercolor with you on Thursday. It is going to be watercoloring and die cutting. You're going to love it. It's just so cool. And I love the cards that I made. So can't wait to share them with you. Have a fabulous evening. And I'll see y'all on Thursday.